This is where the fun begins.
Hi, everyone, and good morning, and good evening over with Stig, because he's over there in Norway, and it's evening time. How is everyone doing? And welcome to Thursday morning coffee chat. Again, I'm just having regular coffee in my lovely little Hooters mug. Look at that. There's two of them. I got two Hooters. And that's how I'm opening coffee chat. Look at that. Hi, Stig. How are you doing?
I'm drinking Earl Grey and having some food.
Yes. And I was just telling Stig before we started that I need to put some music on the countdown there. The music I had on there, they said it was royalty free, but I was still getting copyright strike for that damn song. So that friggin' sucks. All right. So we had a couple people waiting in the chat. Sue Corey, hello. And then again, Miss Martin Muses, Teresa, hello, her little hand wave and her classic rose. And then Snortopupus Q Bar, hello humans and other critters of the chat. Hello and good morning from OG Star Wars. How are you doing? And let's see here. We have Darius in here, and let's see, and Robert DaCosta. Hello there, and good morning again to everyone. And what are you enjoying this fine morning, evening, afternoon, wherever it is in your area of the world? Again, I have coffee. Stig has Earl Grey. So Stig, how's everything going on your end? And do you have anything you want to share Star Wars wise?
No, I'm doing quite well.
Yeah.
Been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 finally.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, no, I don't think there's any Star Wars news.
Yeah, nothing EU or classical Star Wars to chat about. So we're here.
I'm only one book away from having all the paperbacks.
Really?
It should arrive any day now.
Which one are you expecting?
Old Republic Annihilation.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not get the books that tie into the Clone Wars animated show though, because it's only relevant to that show, and that I don't consider that canon.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'll have all of it. And fun thing, there's actually in my Star Wars shelf, right, and in the shelf where that missing book will go, there's only room for one more book, so it'll fit like a glove.
Awesome. Your collection will now be complete.
Yes.
That is such a great feeling. I'm so happy for you. That is amazing. Awesome. So check that out. So people in the chat, if you're collecting books, I'm pretty sure you might not be as far into your collection for Star Wars, classical Star Wars, than Stig. But if you want to share like your guesstimate and like how many books you need or what you're still collecting or what have you, go ahead and share in the chat. Let's create a small little conversation before we move on. Right now, I am currently I finished Revan, and that's part of the literature book review. And those who are involved in that, I will send out some dates. I forgot to do it this last week, but about possible dates to review the book. And I pretty much liked it. I was kind of surprised. I kind of had doubts about it, but I thought it was pretty decent. I liked it. And right now, I'm not currently reading anything, so I don't have anything to talk about, rather Star Wars or whatever, when it comes to reading something right now. So, yeah.
I'm not reading Star Wars either. Well,
no, you're not.
I am doing the Visions of the Future on audio.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only Star Wars. Other than that, I'm reading some fantasy actually.
Nice. And okay, so I know it's not Star Wars related, but what are you reading anyways?
One of the new Joel Abercrombie books.
Okay.
Very, very grim and a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
And people who are interested in fantasy, other than, the space fantasy Star Wars is involved in and stuff like that, Stig is a perfect person to chat with about getting started with fantasy and what, recommendations. At least he has some background with that, or at least has some knowledge to help you along. So, if you want to break from the Star Wars fantasy stuff and want to, go further into other fantasy, Stig is a person to talk to with that as well. So, all right, let's see here. Hello, Zagarat. How are you doing? And Keck, how are you doing? Howdy. And let's see, how big is that mug, OG? It's like a toilet bowl.
Yeah, it's for her coffee enema.
No, I'm not. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit. This is regular coffee with a little bit of cream and sugar. That's all. Yeah. And I see Miss Martin Muses in there. What type of coffee are you enjoying? If you're enjoying anything, Miss Martin Muses, let me know in the chat. Yeah. And so we are coming upon Obsession, which is, I was telling, me and Stig were talking about that, and it's getting close to Revenge of the Sith. And, if you guys like certain characters like Asajj and all of that, and even if you like certain bounty hunters, which we will get into, you might be pleasantly surprised with what we're going to be discussing here. Hi, Lady Toriel. Just received Dark Empire, The New Republic. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's an omnibus out now.
Yes, there is.
Comics.
Yeah.
Yep.
I shared it on Twitter. But yeah, that's coming out. And we were discussing that too. We're like in the past, like a few months ago, right? When we were talking about how they need to, publish those, put them in the collection because they haven't done it yet. And now, lo and behold, we have that. There's also, go ahead.
Ms. Martin says she's drinking something called Blonde Roast.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that?
Blonde Roast is just a coffee bean that is, it's a different type. It's like coffee beans come in, I guess you could say, different species or whatever. I'm not.
Yeah, but she puts syrup and Twix bars and shit in it, though.
You are now exaggerating again. No one puts Twix bars and syrup in there.
Okay. Oh, look, fried pork. I wonder how it will taste in my coffee.
Again, you're being overly dramatic about putting flavoring in coffee. Oh my goodness. All right. Hey, Alor, I read that dramatis for Dr. after hearing a snippet of the audio drama. I think it's from the character's perspective. Yes, I noted that in my video.
It's interesting though that character has nothing negative to say about any of the female ones.
Yeah, any of the female or any of the newer characters that are basically Disney Lucasfilm characters. If you notice that, she basically talks them up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I've noticed is that everything that was classical with the exception of Leia, which I think that was an overreach. And I was like, how the hell did she know that Leia has a, awesome right hook or whatever, however she worded that? I'm like, I hope she slapped her in the face.
And how the hell does she not know that Luke Skywalker is a big deal? I mean, he's wanted for blowing up the Death Star. Kind of a big deal.
And Vader is her boss. He's the one who obsessed in finding him, right?
Yeah, and Han Solo actually doesn't boast about saving the day.
Mm-mm.
He never did that.
He never whatsoever did. And yeah, so this is like, and it's the first perspective, which means it's the person of the novel, the novel's about, discussing and stuff. And I even pointed out that, like, I think Jedi is in the first perspective with Under Cornhorn. He never once talks bad about any of the characters other than maybe there's a disagreement, but that's normal. But he never talks down any of the characters. like how we see this. So there's a huge difference. Also, what the hell is happening with the EU community? New Legends novels getting reprinted and EU fans turning into negative by saying they're desperate. That's not being negative. They can't make money off of what they're producing, so they have to resort to reprint, which like I've been on the fence a little bit about it, but then, Stig is like, it's still a good thing because they're still getting the Legends or original lore novels, even though they're rebranded with new covers.
Yeah, I think, well, fine. Maybe they're desperate, could be, but still EU books are being reprinted, and that's not a problem for me, at least, I think I hope they reprint all of them, really.
Yeah, but, exactly. And even
it's a shame It's a shame they didn't release them in hardcover, though.
Oh, I know. And even the young readers, young adult ones, that would be cool to have them reprinted, instead of having to find them in a cheap collection, because now they run for like $200 for a collection of them. And that's a lot when they're normally like, what, $2 to $5 or whatever, not even that. But they know where the money comes from, and it comes from the original lore.
Yeah.
It does. And that's all they care about. And as long as the EU fans get, reprints, and then the new EU fans that come in and realize that classical Star Wars is better, a lot better, then they have something to buy. It's still there for them to buy and collect.
Yeah, this is why Disney has been ripping off the EU left and right. I mean, Dave Filoni has done nothing but rip off the EU. Almost since day one, and claim it's his own work. It isn't. Even George Lucas's daughter said so. But and then you have the new writers. There's one now that's basically rewriting the Bounty Hunter Wars. Yeah, claiming it's his own thing. It obviously isn't. So I think when EU fans get pissed on, which they have been for 10 years. All of a sudden see their rip-offs not paying off. I can understand a little bit of pettiness, and rubbing it in. I mean, Lucasfilm has earned it.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot and stuff. And I did read your comment, Robert, on my video there. And I kind of find it funny that she worked alongside Luke and stuff like that, but yet she's still saying what she is saying about him in that book. So that's maybe a petty continuity issue between writers not understanding each other's stories for the character. Who knows? I'm getting the feeling that the EU fans are getting petty these days. No, not really. No.
No, it's pretty much they've reached a point where they had enough.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden, here, we hand you a bone. Now shut up. No, we don't have to shut up. We have every right to still feel like we have mixed feelings about everything, especially with how we were handled and how it was decanonized and stuff. I mean, look at the history, even with like the directors talking shit to us fans. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they talked shit. And I mean, if you label someone a Nazi or whatever, you have to be damn sure that person actually is one, because that's one of the worst things you can ever call a person. Yeah.
And then Sukori, I have ordered that Dr. Afra book because I smell a rat. I am hunting for anti-lore minds. Okay, so if you're investing in it so that you can, report the mistakes and stuff, I just go to the bookstore and go through the pages, and not spend a dime on that stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, 200. You like the young readers, like the Young Jedi Knights. I think it's a 14-book collection, can be well over 200. Yeah.
No, I've seen those very cheap.
I've seen it at 200 too. So you have to do your search. Stig is great at finding those deals.
Yeah, I'm good at getting Alora to spend money on shit.
It's like, guess what I found?
Yeah, look at this. You want this, don't you? It's not
you
that.
Want this? It's
new
not
and
that
shiny. Yeah, it should be there in a couple of days. And she's like, "Fuck that! I don't have to eat for the next 2 days. I'm buying it."
Yeah. So Yeah, but there are some things that are like, even what you say, didn't you say Plagueis went up in the hardcover and stuff when you were researching?
Oh yeah. Oh, and
Mhm.
Kenobi. Holy
Mhm.
crap! The Kenobi book in hardcover.
Yeah.
Miss Sarcastic Nerd bought that one in hardcover a year and a half ago, maybe even just a year ago. She paid $2 for an
Mhm.
almost brand new hardcover, right, on eBay.
Yeah.
Now they're a lot of them are over $100 now on eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I need to go and do some research about Ellen Dean Foster, and I think it was at Stackpole too that was not getting the royalties, or someone else. But I need to do an update on that because no one reports that. They only report it once it's big news, but they don't follow through on investigating on if anything has been settled. And I want to do that
Yeah.
because I think it's important.
I
So
bet you they would report it a lot more if they got a like from them on Twitter.
yeah,
But
long live the EU. Go ahead.
yeah, this is also why they, the new Legends books, they have new covers. They do that because then they don't have to pay the original artists royalties, because artists get royalties too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Long live the EU, or long live the EU, give me it all. And if they ever make new EU books, I would want a different company writing it, and not if not, I'm good. Yeah, there's a thing. I used to be like, let's continue, let it be a parallel to their canon that they're creating. Now I am skeptical. I don't want them to recreate anything because of what they have done to their and what they've been adding to their lore. So,
well, in their defense, actually, they did release Marvel 108, the comic. Yeah. That one was completely in tone with the old Marvel comics from the 80s.
It was. Yeah.
So they did a 10 out of 10 job with that.
Yes, they did. And yeah, I do give credit where credit's due, and you're right. So we would only know if once they start doing it, what direction they would take it, and who would be in charge and what they would do with it. And so.
Yeah, and that's the only new Legends story they released. And that one, I think, according to Ryan Kindle, I think it was, that comic was the second highest selling Star Wars story that year.
Exactly. I remember seeing that too.
Yeah, and it wasn't that expensive either, because it was just a single comic issue.
Yeah.
So and yet it outsold most of their novels, which cost probably twice as much.
Oh yeah. I totally agree with that. And then Christopher, a friend of his said that fans don't help their community by propping EU fans don't help their community by propping up their canon by crapping on the new canon. That's, what, we have every right to talk and discuss about like the shoehorning of the original characters into the new canon and how they treat them, how they rewrite them. We have every right to, I'm going to say it, compare and contrast between the lore and what what they're deconstructing to fit what they want for their lore and stuff. We have every right to talk between the two and probably not like what's going on in new canon. There's some things I have praised, but it's few and far in between. But it's not because I'm hating. It's because I'm being honest, and so there you have it.
Yeah, and usually EU fans will crap on the new canon because the new fans are crapping on the EU first.
It's been that from the beginning. Once they decanonized it, they started like hitting hard against the original lore fans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were like hit pieces on the EU left and right to begin with.
Yeah.
And EU fans haven't even said a word. I mean, people were pissed when the EU got decanonized, but nobody threatened anyone or because of it, right? People were pissed, but they were like, okay, we're gonna give Disney a chance at least, right?
We're curious to see what they do with this because they wanted their creative freedom.
And then as soon as people didn't like The Last Jedi, then EU fans and all kinds of other people got labeled for it, even though it had nothing to do with the EU, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't have anything to do with Star Wars either, for that matter. But
laugh out loud, Sukari. Laugh out loud. Little evil Stig sitting on OG's shoulders, whispering, "Buy it." Buy it. Oh, kind of like a Luke Skywalker and Yoda thing influence. he's the Yoda and I'm the Luke, and he's like influencing me. Buy it.
Well,
Darth,
to be fair though, you're not buying something you don't want, and it's not bad for you.
No. Yeah. So it's not like you're, pushing drugs on me or anything.
Well, to you it might be the same as drugs. I don't know.
and Darth Haster, buy it. Show them what sells. This is what conclusion I came to. Exactly. When you continue to buy original EU, coin the legends, I guess you can say, then you're showing what you want from them. So yeah. And conclusion, not the right word, decision. Decision. And okay, so we're going to get into the comic now. Hey, y'all, damn notification. Yeah, I'm not getting notifications for like when Raging goes live or Tim or Open Airlock, basically. I think there's one time when Teresa Martin went live or something, or she posted a video and I didn't get it on a notification on YouTube, but I did get it from Twitter because she retweeted it. So I don't know what's going on. I'm subscribed to these people as well. I'm just not getting the notifications. So it sucks. It sucks.
I've never had notifications on to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. If someone's live when I look at YouTube, I'll swing by and say hello. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Set up my day for that.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, so let's get into the comics. So I was saying, look at this cover. I was telling Stig, I love the contrasting in colors and stuff. You have Ventress way at the top here, and she has her two sabers, and then Obi-Wan and Anakin's are framing hers. And so this kind of sets the tone for what's going to happen in these next few comics that we're going to review in the next couple of weeks, this Thursday and next Thursday. And so I thought it was very interesting. That's why it's on my thumbnail. It's really a really good cover for these comics. The art inside, kind of, I have my mixed feelings about it. It's not as good as the Republic comics, but the covers are amazing for these. So let's get into this here. All right. So this is Star Wars Obsession 1. And this happens like 6 months before Revenge of the Sith. So we're getting close with these comics to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and as a little side note, the stuff that happens in this one is mentioned in Labyrinth of Evil, I believe, the novel.
Yes.
And at the front of that novel, it says that it's the prequel to Revenge of the Sith. And inside it says that George Lucas had a lot of input on it. He was helping the writer left and right. And in Revenge of the Sith, this novel is directly referenced. Yeah. Which means this one should be canon too, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Isn't it how they link their continuity is just amazing. That's, like I said, that's what I've loved. And, I will, I have to pick up Lord of the Rings and you start reading again. It's like you're going to friggin' enjoy it. So I'll be doing that here soon. Since I'm not reading anything, I might as well start, pick back up on it tonight. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
get a big bag of tea and some snacks and cuddle up and read The Lord of the Rings.
There we go. At least get some time in. Yes. So this comic, where we're at in this comic is in Trigalis, and it's in the Outer Rim, and it's a swamp planet basically. So there's a lot of swamp areas and stuff, as you can see. And again, it says 5 months before the Battle of Coruscant, which basically we know it's the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. So there we go. And here we go. So we have someone on the speeder, and they're on their way. They're on a mission here. And this person, I'm not going to say who it is yet. If you know, then encounters another person here, and they're like a bounty hunter basically. So
yeah, and he tosses an explosive device which actually looks like the mines you get in Dark Forces.
Oh,
yeah, it's almost identical design.
Mhm.
Dark Forces, by the way, the shooter that introduced called Katarn, was the first-person shooter game to include mines
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of other things.
Yeah. Awesome. Always referring back to the games, which are fun. Like Dark Forces. I can't wait to pick up on that one again. All right. So, and again, we see the explosion here, and they're basically, they say, we want this guy. He's got a laser sword, mind you. These are bounty hunters who probably don't care about Jedi, so that's why you hear the word laser sword, or they just are very ignorant to what the name is. Like when we heard Anakin as a young boy call it a laser sword, it's because he's very young and he doesn't really know the dynamics of Jedi and stuff just by through lore and what he's told, right? So these guys either hate the Jedi and so they're just gonna, mock it and call it a laser sword or whatever, or whatever. But so they call it a laser sword and they want him. So because that, getting him, his body, his laser sword or his lightsaber will give them, will actually be, it's a huge value. So there we go. So they keep pursuing him. And they realize that he's going towards the town. And they use like their little, like Star Wars. If you get into the lore, you notice that the Star Wars verbiage they have, like staying is like kind of like a cuss word and all that. So you see a lot of that in here, as well. So, but they notice that he's going towards the town, and they're like, get ready to fight over his corpse, because again, he will bring in a lot of money and stuff towards them, and they want more swoops for their gang, for their bounty hunter gang or whatever. And here's the city right here. I thought that was pretty, how this was done. Mm-hmm. So like I said, some of this you'll hear me discuss it. Some of like the characterizations, like Obi-Wan's facial features, I do not like how they did it. But there's places like this, I'm like, that's really gorgeous. That's really, really gorgeous. All right. And then so he's coming through, he's asking them people to move. So of course, a little bit of, maneuvering here to get through. And we can't make it. And of course, we already have an idea. He's a Jedi, right? And if you guys don't know who he is, you're going to find out. If you know who he is, then just humor me. Here we go. And I think one of them crashes because they couldn't make it in the bridge.
No, it's the mine.
Is it the mine again? Did he throw one again?
Yeah, he threw one, didn't he?
Yeah, but they already explode.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't fit under because you're supposed to tilt.
Yes.
To fit under the bridge, and he doesn't. Still, though, it's pretty much a rope bridge. You shouldn't explode from that. Yeah,
I know. That's what I was saying. Was there a mine that was thrown, or did he plant one on there? But why would he do that if people are still kind of on there? So that right there. Yeah. So probably just for drama, maybe.
Yeah, if you hit a rope bridge, your bike shouldn't explode.
Yeah, most likely you get stuck, go into the water, or like repelled to the opposite way if it has elastic to it.
Given the speed, it'd probably get decapitated.
Probably. And so he gazes back at the wreckage here, and what happens to his bike? He leaps from his bike. It looks like something happened to his bike. I'm not sure.
He uses the bridge thing as a jump thing.
Okay, and see, that's what I was trying to get at right here. I wasn't too clear on that. So he exits from his bike and gets out of Dodge, or tries to. And then his bike crashes here, and of course we see him, being pushed by the force of the blast or the force of the accident, and of course he lands on his feet. And then basically one of the bounty hunters basically wants him to die, and he's like, you should have just let him pass. So they have the little confrontation. The lightsaber is ignited, And again, another explosion. Is it probably from the bike? Yeah, he slices him up a little bit, and then he loses control of his bike right there, and he crashes into the tree. So, and then he's like, more thieves. And look at his mask. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it's like a gas mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the lighting and stuff, kind of classic with the little slit right there.
Well, it's a swamp planet.
Yeah.
And he's wearing armor, so it's probably to protect him from the swamp ass smell.
From swamp ass, huh?
Yeah.
From the swamp ass. And he's like, more thieves. And he goes, the local tax collectors, your credits and weapons, we want them, you know. So basically, again, they want, you know, of course, all the valuables from him. And then he points out towards the wreckage, so did that guy. And look what happened to him. And basically, he says this refers to Black Sun. Black Sun assassins is a whole lot more dangerous than a little swamp rat, I think. And basically he challenges him. Let's find out. So there we go. And we get into the cantina place here, or into the facility here, and we have the fight or whatever commencing here, and he crashes in, and then of course he follows suit and follows through. And guess who he discovers? Who is that at the bottom?
That's Ayla Secura.
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and I can't. My mouse. I don't have my mouse connected yet, so I apologize if I lose the page. And then she says, "I thought you were going to slip into town quietly." She tells him. So, and she's in different clothing because she's undercover.
Yeah, she's covered herself up, which is unusual for that one.
You kind of sound disappointed, Stig.
Well, there's something to be said for an iconic look, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then lo and behold, we have Obi-Wan. Now, this is where I'm looking at his face. I'm like, the art in this right here for his face, it looks like he has a droopy eye and everything. I'm like, I've never liked this art style for him from this artist. And I forgot to write down the artist's name. But yeah, so we have Obi-Wan. He's unmasked, you know, and so he's talking with Master Secura, and he's basically on his own mission by the council. The council granted him his own mission, and he wants her to aid him, but she's also she wants to aid him, and she's also on her own private mission, and he refuses her help at the time. So, because what she's doing is critical to her mission, and he doesn't want his mission to compromise hers, basically. And I'm just, I'm not going to get too much into that. So, and let's see here. Let's move on. And so they're outside communicating. Of course, she's not in her traditional garb as we normally see her, but she's undercover. And she basically tells him the whole town is ran by the Black Sun. And the leader at the time is it, how do you say, Ist or Zist? Zist, X-I-S-T, Zist? Because I know Zizor was the one during Shadows, but this one, I think it's Zist, the name.
Yeah, it's Zist.
Zist like cyst, Zist.
Yeah, it's an Ist.
Yeah, it's an Ist. He's an Ist. Oh no.
Mix it with Ray and you get racist.
Oh God. Racist. And she basically he needs to figure out how to find the person he's looking for, and he figures if he goes to Zist that he can find out more information. Well, she is also on a mission on who is providing Zist with weapons and intel, or basically so their missions kind of intertwine a little bit, but hers is different and has a major role with what's going on in the overall scheme. And so that's why he denies her help, or he denies her request to help him, basically. So that's that little talk here.
Yeah, it's like get your own quest.
Yeah, get your own quest. This is mine. And Obi-Wan this is why this is called obsession. It's because he's obsessed in finding this character, finding. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's obsessed with. Well, I'm not gonna. Well, can I spoil it?
if you want to, I'm trying to avoid it, but I mean if you want to, because
No, if you're trying to avoid it, I'm not gonna say anything.
oh, okay. All right. I wanted to I've already been failed at, spoilers in the past. So I'm trying to be good this time. So here we go. And so, they discuss, then she tells him, well, maybe you can have Anakin help you out. And he goes, Anakin is basically on leave as well. And, he didn't really want to, bother him unless he really, really needs to. So, so they have that talk. And, so let's move on. So meanwhile, while Anakin's on leave back on Naboo, here he is with his secret wife, I guess you can say, because, no one knows that they're married or whatever. And so he gets to spend time with her. So we have that. And, he announces, I have a full 10 days at your side, basically. So, and mind you, this is like, 6 months or 5 months before Revenge of the Sith, before they announce pregnancy. So, I wonder. So.
Yeah, they've been shagging on Naboo.
Yeah. At the country home. And I've been the lake that this has been recorded on in the movie in Italy. I've been at that lake. I've been there. So that was exciting. New Coronet. So basically that city that where Zith is held up at is called New Coronet on Trigalis. And so that's where Kenobi went to. That's the city he went to. And there's an explosion, and here we go. We have Zist right here. And he's like, they basically said we have intrusion, and he's like, how the hell do we have one? How come the alarms are not triggered? Blah, 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 blah. So he's questioning what's going on and why isn't his security not up in arms already? And how could someone infiltrate their fortress, I guess you could say.
Yeah, New Coronet would mean that this planet might have been colonized by Corellia.
True. Very true.
It's like New York, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very true. And so again, he questions the security and why wasn't the alarm sounded earlier? So he's pissed. And so he's Falleen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very big Falleen too.
Mm-hmm. And so basically, he questions everything. And in the past, I forgot to mention the reason why another Ayla Secura was worried about Obi-Wan taking on Zist by himself is because Zist is very well skilled in the vibro whip.
Yeah, which was also vibro weapons were you'd have vibro swords and vibro axe and stuff, and it means the blades are vibrating really fast for extra cutting damage.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the whip has several. Well, I'm not sure how a whip would vibrate, but maybe someone in the chat knows it.
Yeah, I didn't research it much at all. I just know that's part of the vibro, weapons, because what you had stated, the reason why they're called vibro. So yeah, so he's got a vibro whip. Okay, Kitty, you can't be pushing on my laptop. My cat's behind the laptop and she's pushing on it. All right, so basically, let's get back to this. And so they figured out, okay, so we have a Jedi that infiltrated. That's why he got past security and stuff really quick. And so Zist basically goes to confront him, and Obi-Wan has a statement to him. So he wants to talk with Zist about crucial information about the person he's looking for. And he knows that Zist has ties with the Confederacy. And so are the separatists. So that's why he wants to get information from them. So they duel about it because of, Obi-Wan basically raises hell in there and he's not pleased with Obi-Wan. So. And then look at, he's got his leg right here. So again, I wish I knew exactly, like maybe once it's wrapped around the person, maybe the vibration like helps it like contract more onto the leg.
Yeah, or you yank it and it kind of severs the leg or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure that one out too. So,
or it could be that the whip is like a lot of small metal pieces or something.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So they continue to fight and they have the little banter going on. He wants to know, you know, who the assassin is and what he knows about the person he's finding. He wants information from. So basically, like we see this like within like in post Return of the Jedi, where we have like Jedi like Luke and stuff going to others, like shit, I lost my train of thought. Like telling card for information, basically, like information brokers. And so Zist is basically an information broker as well, because he works with others, he gets information, he's a crime lord. And so we see this going on here. So, and they continue to fight. And he asked, he's like, who are you talking about? So who do you want to know about? And basically he's like, Asajj Ventress. So there you go. That's who he wants to find. And, so far, he thinks that she's alive. Get off my papers, Cat. Yeah, so far he thinks she's alive. And Anakin feels that, I killed Asajj in our last fight. So
yeah, you'd think she'd be dead.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He fried her with electricity and.
Mm-hmm. And she went down into the depths of Coruscant, right?
Yep.
Exactly. So he, like I said, he's seeking information from him and stuff, and they continue to fight. And finally, he, bests Zist, and he's down on his knees, kneeling down to Obi-Wan, from the fight. And so basically says, okay, Jedi General, you bested me. Basically, I will tell you what you need to know. So he finally submits to Obi-Wan. And then meanwhile, back on Naboo, we have, Padme and Anakin chatting away. And, he basically says, I think we're coming to an end of this war. And she's like, so they're discussing about the war here. And then they discuss about Obi-Wan as well. And they discuss about like just what we just mentioned, basically is about Asajj Ventress. Anakin swears up and down he killed Asajj, and he's like troubled about Obi-Wan swearing up and down that she's alive and that he has to find her. So he thinks that he's obsessing over a dead person. He's chasing a ghost.
Which is exactly what Anakin was obsessing about when he thought Kenobi wasn't dead.
Yeah.
A few comics ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good point. And then we go back to the scene here. And so they have their conversation. And Kenobi is a very, very like sharp and snide with him. So he doesn't really give up, he's very, very sharp. So between the two, when they're talking and stuff, he basically was like, I don't care. Just tell me what I need, where I need to find Ventress. And so every time he responds back, he's very snide and sharp towards Zist, because he's like, I need to get out of here. I need to find her, stay on my mission kind of deal. And what he tells Obi-Wan is that Dooku has a assassin who's going to eliminate a Corellian, the Corellian, what's her name? I didn't write it down. Let's see, it's probably on the next one. Yeah, it's on the next one. So basically, there's assassin set out to a Corellian as she comes out of hyperspace. And so Obi-Wan thinks it's going to be Ventress. And her name is, that's right, her name is Dramakar. So the wealthy Corellian named Dramakar. So that's who Dooku is sending an assassin to go eliminate. And he's like, if you want to be there, he goes, I can't guarantee it's Asajj, but if you want to find out, you need to be there at that precise moment when she comes out of hyperspace. So Obi-Wan has a somewhat of a lead, but we'll find out what really happens with that. And then Obi-Wan basically reports back to the temple and talks about the mission. And so they agree, he needs to be careful, but he still needs to continue this mission because, Obi-Wan basically tells him that he feels that Asajj Ventress can harm and do much damage to the war than they need. If she, if they don't, get her, whether they kill her or not or whatever. So he reports back, and then, so Mace Windu basically says, be careful, on this. And we basically agree with you kind of deal. And then he goes back and he meets up with Ayla right here.
Yeah.
And so they discuss each other's missions and everything. And she still points back to, why don't you have Anakin age you? And so he's like, yeah, I think I will do that. So he hops in her starfighter. It's not his, it's hers. He takes hers because he agrees that he's going to need, Anakin's aid for this. So, and as we go on, we will get into it. This is part 2 of Obsession. So let's go ahead and take a look at the super chat and see how everyone's doing in there. Let's see here. That mask. Yes. All the racist talk's given me a cyst. And let's see here. We have 24 people. So you guys please hit the like button and share this on Twitter and, and continue to discuss about what you're finding out about in these comics. And I hope this encourages you to find this comic or buy the collection so that you can have it in your own collection as well. And Christopher Barker, Anakin Point and Austin Powers, shag now or shag later. They were getting some shagging on. Yeah. And how you doing, Stig?
I'm doing quite well.
Okay. So, Assassin, your cat wants to continue with the story OG Star Wars. Yeah, she's gone now. She was laying behind the laptop in the sun, and then she was getting up and pushing up against my laptop and pushing it into me. So that's not good. Jefferson W., thank you for joining. I'm late. Good morning. Well, you just probably missed part of the first comic, and we'll be getting into the second here pretty quick. So thank you for coming in. And if you're enjoying any type of beverage, just share what you have with you while you listen to us yap about the comics. All right. So Assassin, maybe the whip has 2 functions, and it's a basic whip till you hit the button for the vibro blade to start. Maybe. I'm going to have to research that. And then Snail Messiah, hello all you amazing and lovely people. Hello and thank you for joining us. And what are you enjoying in your mug today? So, and then Matt G, hello, how are you doing? And thank you, Soul Assassin, for modding. Always a pleasure to have you here and helping out. And then let's see here. All right, so we're getting into meeting the assassin that possibly could be Asajj Ventress. Who knows? And
Well, we know now because we see the cover.
Well, yeah, true.
Well, they just whoever made that comic spoiled the shit out of it.
Yeah,
cover.
Right. With the cover,
Yeah.
Right?
That's not Ventress.
Yeah, that's not Ventress whatsoever. And Darth Hastar, thank you so much for becoming a member of my channel. Your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. It helps keep this channel going and allows me to get further collect comic collections so I can continue to share the love of Star Wars with you guys. Thank you so much. Espresso and steamed milk. That sounds good. Let's see here. And I wish I had some Norwegian Villa Champagne Brus.
Yeah, that's soda.
Oh.
With champagne taste.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really... And it's good then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to mix with booze as well.
Oh. There we go. I've never heard of that. I've learned something new. Thank you.
We have all kinds of soda. We have pineapple soda, apple soda, red apple soda.
Nice.
Pear soda.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Italian sodas have different fruit flavors as well. And, so I've had, I don't know if you ever had Italian soda.
No.
No? Okay. Very interesting. I don't drink sodas anymore, but that sounds really good. Honestly, it does. So there we go. Yeah, so we are getting into Obsession Part 2 here. So you want to say anything to recap on the first one, Stig, or
No, basically just a setup comic.
yeah, exactly. Nice little setup. We kind of get the mood of Anakin and Padme. He's on his leave. Obi-Wan too was on a leave, and then he decided that he wanted to go on this personal mission, which he got granted permission by the council to do so. And of course, we are going to see the banter between Anakin and Obi-Wan here pretty soon. And we just right now, as far as we know, Anakin is concerned about Obi-Wan being obsessed over a dead person.
Well, to be fair, it's a hot bald lady.
I know. So, and he just really wants to, to get to her, I guess you could say. So yes, there's that too. She's a very phenomenal character, very liked by, many as well. Even though she's the villain, she's very a likable character, likable villain in many aspects. So yeah. All right, so let's get on to the next one. All right, so again, Obsession 2, another great cover. Yeah, you're right, Stig. Spoiler, that they shouldn't have done that, really. Could have been something else. And there we go. So back on Naboo, of course, we're back at the country home of the Padme's. And they're sitting and talking. And they again start, they talk about the war because that's what's going on, and she asks him, what are you thinking about? And he goes, she asks him if it's the war, and he's like, really, not really, only a little. And then they start talking about then he said something interesting. He basically says part of him never wants to pick up a lightsaber again. I thought that was interesting. So there we go. And so it's a nice quiet breakfast there. And they continue to talk. And she tells him, you're my husband, but you're a Jedi Knight first. Basically, we have that little going back and forth. And, they talk. And then all of a sudden he has an annoyed look on his face. And, everything's ruffling around. And, of course, we have the shadow of the starfighter there. Let me take a drink. All right. And lo and behold, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And she's like, that's not his starfighter. And he's like, that has to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, And then she says, I guess our secret is over. And, I guess the sleeve is over and our secret is out. And so she's worried because, Obi-Wan knew where to find Anakin. But we always suspected that he knew that these two had some sort of relationship, or they are fond of each other. There was always hints to that. What do you think, Stig?
Oh, he knows.
Yeah. And he's like, he apologized. He's sorry to interrupt their breakfast. And then he's like, how did you find me? So they're caught in shock. They're shocked with their, being found and stuff. And again, I still don't care for, this is a better depiction of his face without so many lines and stuff, but it's still, I just don't like how they drew it.
Looks like he's on drugs.
He does, huh? He looks like, like he's coming down or something, huh? Uh-huh. And basically tells Anakin, every Padawan on Coruscant knows where to find you. He's like, you're not that, you're not that secretive, they know. And he's like, I don't care what you do on leave. I'm only here because I need your help. So basically what you do on your leave, I don't care. And this goes back to in like past talk that I have had with other people, Jedi can have sex. They can have, like relationships, but they can't have attachments to them. So basically, it can have one night stands and say, piss on you and bye.
Yep.
So I thought that was very interesting. And then basically, he's like, you're still chasing Ventress, aren't you? And basically, he's like, don't you realize that I killed her? Basically, he's telling him. And he's like, so they're having their banter back and forth. He's like, Obi-Wan's like, I have evidence, and he goes, it's just rumors and myths. I killed her. So they go back and forth with that, and he thinks that his master he's very annoyed, as you could tell by his face, and he thinks his master has lost it, and that he's, obsessing over a dead person, like I said before. And so they have that exchange. And basically, he's like, every possible person I can rely on already has a mission, and you're the only one I can count on. And so basically, he's like, I'm your last choice. Now I really want to help. So he's being sarcastic to his master. We have a little bit of this annoyance, like master knight kind of conversation going on. And Padme gets, tired of it, and tells them basically, shut the hell up. So she's like, enough is enough. And so eventually Obi-Wan tells him to join him up at Cathar or Karthak. And then that's where she's going to be coming out of hyperspace, Drama Car. She's coming out of hyperspace in Karthak. And what's so interesting with that is, like, you have hyperspace lanes, so you can't approach a planet from hyperspace in any direction. Basically, there's set up lanes, and there's set up little destinations, coordinates is where you come out of hyperspace. That's why people can stop you and meet you at that endpoint. That's why there's a blockade on Naboo, right?
Yeah, it's like a cross section, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so basically they hug. He's like, I'm sorry. And she's afraid that she's not going to see him for a very long time, in a while. And basically she's right, as we know from Revenge of the Sith. So, what's going on over there, Stig? What'd you do?
I don't know.
And meanwhile, back on Coruscant, they have a discussion here with Palpatine, and basically the Confederacy has pulled back to the Outer Rim. The Republic forces have started a series of sieges against the several key worlds. Alderaan has dealings with a number of systems there, so they're talking about the dynamics of the war here, and I need to view the situation firsthand. That's what Bail Organa says, because he's always been trying to stay neutral in things, and we know why eventually, post Return of the Jedi. So we know why. And basically Palpatine wants Obi-Wan or Anakin to get involved in this. And basically they're not available. So Mace says that I will, that they're on leave, and that he will, take the mission. And basically it even tells that Obi-Wan is tracking down Ventress. And we see Palpatine kind of looking annoyed here because he's not getting what he wants. Yeah, and he's like, really? I thought the Jedi believed her dead. And, basically they're like, this is not, we don't know the truth yet kind of deal. And so basically we have Mace Windu assisting Bail Organa in that situation. So we're going to move forward here. So basically in Miramar, the Karthak sector, we see, the Obi-Wan and Anakin coming out of hyperspace, and they think that they're a little bit too late because they see the ship. So let's go ahead and move past this. The ship right here, it looks like it's coming out of hyperspace right here, because you see the lines and stuff. And so they basically think it's too late because they're not getting any scans of life going on within the ship. So they question it. They want to go inside and investigate. And then we have the droids here, the master droids, in there. And they go.
Yeah, those are super battle droids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You're right. And so they go in and, they confront the battle droids and stuff. And basically they say, well, maybe the scanners have been scrambled. That's why we're not getting any life sources in here. It could be a trap. So they question everything, but they still have to go in and see what's going on with the situation, because they're there to help her out and find the assassin. And lo and behold, once they are in and they see people are dead, like you see total chaos, total chaos. So
yeah. Very dead.
Very dead. And even the bridge crew, too, are all wiped out.
Which is also spoiled by the cover.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. He says, basically says the attack must have happened too fast for the crew to seal the command area. And so they're like assessing everything going on. And basically, Anakin's like, here she is. We found Drama Koss. And she's holding something in her hand. And he's like, Anakin, wait. And of course, her hand has a little bomb detonator in it. And once he released it, it made it go off.
Yeah, she has the skill to do a blowjob with her hand.
Oh my God.
She's a sex bomb.
Oh my God. And then so that throws him back. That explosion. And look at they dramatize it, because if you think it was that big, that Obi-Wan would have been compromised too, right? So a little bit dramatic here going on. I do like the coloring in here with the explosion, the light and the dark within the explosion and stuff. I think that's done pretty well. And lo and behold, so we have Anakin knocked down from the explosion, and lo and behold, look who it is.
Yeah, it's Dirge. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm. So we have Dirge here, and basically, Obi-Wan is knocked down with the explosion too. We just see more or less Anakin being affected by it, because he's the one that stupidly detonated it once he removed it from her hand. Yeah. So, and then they have their confrontation. We know that they've met before. So, and I'm getting tired of ambushing you, Kenobi. So they have their little banter here, and he really friggin' throws him around.
Oh yeah, beats the shit out of him.
Exactly, because Dirge is of the species that can regenerate. It takes a lot to kill them. Like if you penetrate their brain, they can die. And then there's no other way to fully kill them unless you basically, and I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm not going to. There's another way too, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. So there's very little means of killing them, because how they're like a species of nerves that can regenerate.
Yeah, and Disney are bringing him back despite there's nothing in Disney canon about him.
Mm-hmm. And he's dead. We'll find out. He's dead.
Oh yeah, he's dead in the old canon, but Disney is like, yeah, we're bringing Dirge back, and well, he's not in anything Disney canon to begin with.
Yeah.
So you're not bringing him back; you're introducing him, claiming he's been there all along.
Exactly, all for nostalgia, fan, stuff. So
it works.
Oh, I know it does. And so the battle, their fight still commences and stuff. And of course, Dirge does, kick the shit out of Obi-Wan. And he's like, my mass. And then his Obi-Wan is a slow learner. So basically he's, Dirge basically says, you never learn, and blah, blah, blah. And he kind of says, yeah, he's kind of a slow learner. Basically. And he's like, dodge this. And so Anakin throws a bunch of particles at him.
Well, it's glass shards, I think, and debris.
Is it transparent steel glass or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, it will penetrate him, but doesn't mean it's going to kill him. And he's also got armor on him, right? So it's not really going to bother him too much. And so Obi-Wan realizes that it was a setup by Dooku and Zist to bring in Dirge. So that's what he's coming to realize. And then Anakin's like, what did you expect? You've been shaking down every Confederacy thug from Coruscant all the way to Kashyyyk. Dooku knows you're looking for her. Yeah. So he's like, you're not being very operative. Everybody knows what's going on. So we still have that banter between the two, between Anakin and Obi-Wan and stuff, because like I said, the comics say he's obsessed. Obi-Wan's obsessed with finding Ventress. So there we go. And so basically he tells him nothing can basically defeat him. He's even been buried for 60 years underground. So obviously we know that nothing could kill him. Well, only a very, very few things can kill him. But there are means, and even being buried doesn't kill him. So, he's even, he even says if the Sith and the Mandalorians and the blood boilers of Kargas couldn't kill him, nothing can. So there we go. And then Obi-Wan, basically, doesn't he? I know he gets him right here. Doesn't he cut him in half or something like that here?
No.
Or no, he electrocutes him.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. And so he electrocutes him, but it doesn't mean it's going to kill him. It's just going to probably make him fall for a few, but that's it. Because he has to regenerate, which gives him time to leave. We know that. We've seen that before. If you haven't watched the Clone Wars 03, Tartakovsky's, you know that. Another great little series. And you don't have to go to Disney Plus to watch it, you guys. You guys can find them free on YouTube. They're still up. I'm monitoring it right now. They're still up. And you don't have to pay for Disney Plus to watch it. You never had to.
Yeah. And Dirge detonates a grenade inside the ship, which is really bad.
Yes.
And apparently he's wired the whole ship with explosives.
Mm-hmm. He had time to get in there and take that ship down.
Yeah. So
he had time. And then so they realize they're in trouble. His ship logs might lead us back to Dooku or Ventress. So Obi-Wan's still wanting to lead back to Dooku and Ventress, and Anakin's like, she's dead. And can you? And then he's like, can you handle him alone for or not? And so basically, he needs Anakin to create a distraction while he goes into the logs to find out more information. So he's like, I think. Of course they can, I think. And that's the end of the story. There you go. So we have a build up for next week.
Yeah, there's 3 more left in this one.
Yes, exactly. And I know, Stig, you said that Dirge is not your favorite character.
No, I don't like him at all.
You don't like him at all?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and share. I mean, it's fine. I mean, we all have our likes and dislikes, even in the original lore, and what we like, and dislike. So go ahead and share.
Well, I think he's too overpowered as a species, I guess. It's I don't know. It's too much.
Yeah. They made him like almost undefeatable, basically. Just to give the Jedi a struggle. I get that, because that's what I've heard them say that in the commentary of the Clone Wars 03, Tartakovsky's, is I needed to give Jedi a threat, and that's how they created Dirge. But then there comes to a point where it just gets pointless, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, even Jango Fett was a threat, and he wasn't, undefeatable.
No, like even the Mandalorians themselves, they can pretty much, stand up against the Jedi, and they don't have any special abilities other than their Mando training and culture.
Yeah.
So, so, and then George Hilton, Jesus Kenobi, Jesus. And then, hello, Becky. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming in. So next week we'll do all 3 comics because they're a bit short. It's already like after 10, and we're done with both of them. So I kind of contemplated on either doing the first 3 this week or the last 3 next week. So next week we'll do the last 3 and carry on the story next week. Piss in you, boy, in you, and bye sounds like something R. Kelly would say, and I don't know what that is. Let's see here. And then Anakin got saber blocked by Kenobi.
Yep.
He was over there having himself a grand old time.
Yeah, Anakin couldn't sheath his saber because of Kenobi.
And we all know that, she announces pregnancy in Revenge of the Sith. So you guys just have your imagination. See how well the original lore did, like when it came to sex and stuff like that, versus what they're trying to do now. So
yeah, well, the thing is, Star Wars is, even if it gets dark and stuff, it's still supposed to be a family thing, and it's PG-13. Yeah, that's what it was designed as. Yeah. So by that logic, there shouldn't be any graphic sex or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, someone makes love, and then it's to make a family name carry on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something else like Game of Thrones or whatever, that's R-rated to begin with, then fine, have them shag and show tits all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people are confusing that. They want to see Game of Thrones type R-rated stuff in Star Wars for the sake of even diversity and stuff.
They're doing it to Tolkien now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to have nudity in the upcoming Amazon show. Which, to be fair, it's not based on much that Tolkien wrote anyway. It's like way back before the Lord of the Rings takes place, so it's not canon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just what ifs, huh? Basically. Or not even that. Not even that.
I don't know. I'm not sure what to call it, but
but it's nonsense, right?
it wasn't written by Tolkien, so.
Yeah, exactly. So assassin Durge's species grow more insane the older they get, and they live a long time. Yes.
So he's female then.
Oh my God, Stig, are you serious? You're gonna go there?
I went there like it was nothing.
Yes, it was nothing for you. My goodness. Okay. Soul Assassin Clone Wars Volume 1 H2. Thank you so much. Yes. So like I said, I'm monitoring it right now. It's still free, and you get part 1 or Volume 1 and Volume 2. You don't really need to be part of Disney Plus. And so if you're still cancel Disney Plus and all that in back in Gina Carano, then this is where you can go watch it. I'm seeing a lot of people now stepping away from that so they can go watch the new stuff and the stuff that's being put on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I called it. The stand with Gina Carano hashtag and cancel Disney Plus. It's going to last up, at the most until the Bad Batch airs.
Yeah. So you guys can go find it. As long as you go find Volume 1 on there, Volume 2 will be in the box below it, so that you can watch both of them. They're very fun. Stig doesn't care for the artwork of the cartoon images.
No.
I know Tartakovsky's design and his style, and I don't. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. But the story is great. The story.
The story was great, but I thought the action scenes and the combat was way too over the top, especially the Mace Windu bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he defeats 200 droids with his fists or something. Come on, that's too much.
He uses the Force, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I've heard other people talk about that too. See, Stig doesn't just rat on the new lore. He's very honest about the original lore as well, with what he likes and he doesn't like. And hello, Matt Wilkins. I see you're in here, and we know that Stig doesn't like Wedge's girlfriend before he gets married, because she is a humanoid species that resemble birds. So let's see here. I think the Amazon series focused on the second age. That's sad to hear what they're doing, what they're turning it into.
Yeah, I agree with them, but I'm still going to give it a chance to see if it can be okay on its own merit. But I don't. Well, looking at the names of the characters too, that they don't even sound Tolkien-ish.
Yeah.
It's. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a fair chance though, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna treat it as Lord of the Rings canon or anything.
Yeah, and I think that's what even EU fans did in the beginning, like those who said, "Oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and give Disney's Lucasfilm a chance with the lore they're going to create." And that's the point, given at least a chance. I did, and I know Matt Wilkins, that's not my canon anymore. I like the EU, and that's where I'm going to stay. And we do have EU enthusiasts that strictly are turned off once they decanonized the EU and strictly stuck with George Lucas era. Then there are some of us that well, maybe I can give it a chance. Let's see what happens. And then we just get kicked in the ass again.
Yeah, back then when George sold Star Wars, there was no reason to think it was gonna get this bad because Disney had just been doing, they just started doing the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
And Iron Man and Captain America and all that. That was handled well as far as I could tell. So if they were going to do that with Star Wars and they were going to do the EU stories and stuff, which George seemed to think they would, you see that in the interview. Then there was no reason to think it was going to end up the way it did. But sure as hell, they I don't think I've seen a franchise fucked up this bad before.
Yeah, I know. It's heartbreaking in a sense. So these comics of Obsession basically are part of the multimedia project that also includes Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. So, that's why we have Dirge and stuff in here. But when you look at everything that pertains into that timeline, even with the Republic, there is continuity there. So it's beautiful. So again,
speaking of hobbits, Matt Wilkins is in the chat.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'm going to get to his right now. So Sketch Therapy, I just got here. Here, autoplay brought me. Nice. Sketcher, it looks like the autoplaying my subscription list. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Oh, my cat's raising hell. Thank you. The EU sucks. 90% of the EU sucked. Yep, I get that all the time when people are bashing it. Matt Wilkins, watching Coffee Chat reminds me of the story of Beauty and the Beast.
You shouldn't call Laura a beast. Come on.
OG is the kind, so kind to that beast, Stig.
Oh yeah, and Teresa brings the rose, right?
Mm-hmm. Teresa's the rose. Yes. So, what did you think about the second half of 1 and 2, Stig?
This isn't my favorite comic at all, but the last 2 of them I think were very good. But we'll get to that in a week, though. Oh yeah, usually like towards the end they get really good because you get the climax and you get the climax. You get the ending of the story and everything comes to a conclusion and stuff. So there you go. Let's see here. And then Sketch Therapy, 100% of the sequel trilogy sucked. Yeah, I see he's being creative with avoiding cuss words too, further up. Very creative. Who is that? Oh, further up. Sketch is having a spat with someone, I think. Uh-oh. I appreciate the way he gets around the cuss words. 10 out of 10 effort. I like that. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Let's see here. And we have Darius again. Always good to see you and you at Sketch Therapy. I love how you guys have your own conversations amongst each other. I love cussing. Oh, I love cussing. It's a is it forbidden here? No. No, but YouTube will censor it. Yeah, exactly. They'll censor it. I do have my channel set for, adult content, basically with sometimes mild cuss words and language and stuff. Just because, there's times when there's a lot of joking and banter and stuff being said on here. And so it kind of falls into adult content with how we discuss things. Yeah, that one, fuck, is one of my favorite words in the English language. That's not what he said. It says peoc. Peoc? Peoc? Yeah, it doesn't say fuck. Come on, wash your mouth, lady. That's if you pronounce it like phonetically, that's what it almost sounds like. So yeah, so let's see here. So I know we were talking about like after we're done with this last Clone Wars collection, taking Stig was going to take a little break before we head on to the next collection. So I'll probably have like a question and answer with for a coffee chat and maybe go over some lore pertaining to the Clone Wars and prequel trilogy while Stig takes a week off or so before we move on to the next comics. So Stig, go ahead and
take over here. I'll be right back.
Yep. Okay. I'll answer questions from the chat and all kinds of stuff. George Hilton says, "Can we say Bantha Poodoo?" Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can say Bantha shit too. Perfectly fine. What else? Yeah, they've taken down whole channels about kid content. Yeah, if it's marked as for kids and you do cussing and whatever else, that's how they take channels down. The real Kim Shady says, "Is Star Wars saved today, Stig?" I don't know. You'll have to watch the bigger YouTubers. They tend to say it's saved every few days or so. But yeah, go watch the bigger channels. Sketch Therapy says, "So half my grammar is bad because I can't type. Blah blah blah, misspellings." Yeah. Well, I agree with you that a certain F word is very. Sometimes it's one of my favorites too. Let's put it that way. It says a lot with 4 letters. Oh, come on, Wilkins, that's unnecessary. It didn't go that downhill. It probably will, but no reason to point it out so early, Matt Wilkins. Let's see what else people have been saying, except for that mongoloid Matt Wilkins.
What are you saying? You and Matt Wilkins are going.
I was just thinking aloud.
Looks like you held it down pretty well here. Matt Wilkins still Stig going solo. The stream has just went downhill fast. Well, I'm back, sir. I'm back.
Well, to be fair, Matt Wilkins, all streams go downhill because that's how water flow.
There you go. All right. Saving Star Wars is not our job. We make money praising it when it's good and making it or milking it when it like a laugh out loud cow when it's bad. The people that are supposed to save Star Wars are well paid. It's their job.
Yeah. Problem is, all of them are on Kathleen Kennedy's page.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see a lot of people saying Dave Filoni is going to save it. Well, Dave Filoni has gotten to produce 9 shows on Kathleen Kennedy's watch. Clearly, he's on her page.
Yeah, he's the one that's outlived as a producer and artist and all that under the new owners without being fired or anything like that. So very interesting. I know you've pointed that out before, and so I think that's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's technically produced more on-screen Star Wars content now than George Lucas has.
Mm-hmm.
By Kennedy giving him all these. Well, some of them haven't aired yet, though. The Ahsoka show and the other stuff, but.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Yes, cursing excessively is a sign of intelligence. From the real Kim Shady. And Gary and DC will say it can't be saved. Echo Base will say there's always hope. Do you think there's hope, Stig?
Here's the thing, though. If you want to save Star Wars, you have to decanonize everything Disney's done. That's the only way to do it. You can't just decanonize the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Because all the novels and comics and stuff are just as canon as the movies in Disney canon, right?
Yeah.
So you need to get rid of all of it and start off from when George Lucas sold it, basically. Okay. And I don't see Disney getting rid of all those comics and shows and movies, I don't think that's going to happen. So they're in a huge mess, and it's not fixable. The only chance this has is if someone buys Star Wars from Disney, and then ignores all the stuff Disney has ever done. But then if they do that, they'll have a bunch of they'll have 5 movies they're not going to sell, right?
Yeah.
All the Disney movies, and they'll have shows and all that. So I don't think it's being fixed. I think the only thing Star Wars fans can hope for is that they, at some point, continue the EU as an alternative universe. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's going to do any good to the franchise, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That real Kim Shady, I think Disney is beyond repair. Probably Disney Lucasfilm is what you mean. I expect absolutely nothing from Disney Lucasfilm, and somehow they continue to disappoint. Go check out my recent tweet. You'll be very thrilled about what I tweeted.
Yeah. You can, according to Disney Star Wars, you can now force heal someone from the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
So you just force heal them and they go happy and the dark side's gone.
Which Luke did it Luke did it wrong, or he did it the hard way.
Yeah, which is weird because the dark side issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's caused from experiences, actions, and psychological trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just heal that with finger touching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just finger touch Anakin, and the fact that he killed younglings is all gone now.
Yeah, you could have just sent him to Barriss Offee, right? And she could have just force healed him, and he would never have turned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous what they're doing now. It's crazy. It's like this shows they don't understand the lore whatsoever.
Yeah, just try to hug the bad things away, and they actually go away.
Right? It's the equivalent of safe space. Oh, you're okay, honey. It's okay. Yeah, so go ahead and check that out on my Twitter. It's like you leave a comment what you think about that, what you know about force healing and stuff versus what Disney Lucasfilm's doing to it.
So even if Disney does, let's say the Rangers show that they're gonna, the Galactic Rangers or whatever it's called. Let's say that one is damn good.
Yeah.
Right? It does everything right. It won't matter because all of the other stuff that isn't right is still canon. And Star Wars is one timeline, one story, right? So, and the story is the sum of all its parts. Mm-hmm. So even if one show is good, it'll still not make sense because the sequel trilogy is, some years ahead of it in the timeline. And then you have the High Republic with the non-binary bald people and the Rock that seems to be able to navigate ships. Mm-hmm. That's part of that story.
Yeah.
So if anyone claims Star Wars is fixed in any way, that person should be glad he's not living in the 50s and 60s where lobotomy was still being practiced.
Wow. Oh, that's bad. Just imagine that, people going in getting lobotomies because they really thought it was effective.
Yeah, well, I think it would be quite effective against a lot of people today.
Oh, yeah. Snail Messiah, you can't heal. Wait, this is a question. You can't heal people by fingering them?
Yeah, apparently you can now. It's a bit of a ham-fisted approach, but it works.
My fear, if Disney continues the EU, is EU, since they apparently hate George Lucas and the EU fans, they would trash it on purpose. They're already doing that. That's how I see it. You
know what though? If they do, let's say they do the Jaina Solo trilogy, which everyone wants, with Christy Golden writing it as planned, I don't think Christy Golden would trash that stuff on purpose.
Yeah. And we have this here. Matt Wilkins. OG, would you rather see Stig get hit in the nuts by a donkey or a goat? Ouch.
Is he inviting me to his family reunion again?
I don't know if that's an invite or not. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't think I want to see anybody get kicked in their privates by anyone, male or female.
Come on, Wilkins. Be nice to people. This is you're highly aggressive in the chat.
And then lobotomies were effective, just not for the people who got them. This is trying to lobotomize the fandom.
Well, something something makes me think those new fans actually were lobotomized to begin with.
Yeah. Soul Assassin, he shares the goat and the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Oh my goodness. Well, we're coming up on like 10:30 a.m. here, and we are all finished here. Next week we will be visiting 3, 4, and 5 of Obsession. Again, the story is getting good. I think 1 and 2 are basically setups for the rest of it.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit.
Yeah. And so like Stig said, it's only going to get more exciting as we get closer, to the 5th one and stuff. And as it gets closer to Revenge of the Sith. So I encourage you guys all to come back next week as we further discuss 3, 4, and 5 of Obsession, as well as talk about Disney lore, or not Disney lore, George Lucas era of Star Wars. Yeah. And have fun with that, and if you guys have any questions between now and then, leave them in the comments below once this video goes up for a rewatch, or ask him there. You have a few more minutes before we conclude here. So if you have any questions for Stig and I, go ahead and, type away. Let us know. Let's see here. The real Kim Shady. You need a lobotomy to make Disney Star Wars make sense. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I value my life.
You need to really drill that in.
Yes. Sketch therapy. I believe in immediate reciprocity. I can't even say that word. Reciprocity. If becoming an antagonist oh my God, yes, you're brilliant. To them, I become that. To see how you like at Real Kim Shady, you got a legitimate point. Make it. But if you're just making up statistics, I think they're having a little conversation between each other. Soul Assassin, OG needs to get the mark with a C gif. Oh, this is where it gets good. Yeah. Oh, this is where it gets good. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. You're good. I was just having a little fun with Miss Antagony over there. Laugh out loud. Why are you guys reciprocity? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, if not, we're going to start concluding the stream here. Thank you guys. Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yeah. Reciprocity. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why lately, some words have been giving me been tongue twisters for me, whatever. I don't know. That's weird. I've been noticing that. I'm like, it's been annoying. It's annoying. Really, it's annoying.
Burned my tongue on the Earl Grey earlier, so my tongue is moving at half speed. It's half boiled.
Mm-hmm. Reciprocity. Yep. I got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the help. Yeah. So again, next week, same time, same place here. Stig and I continue an obsession, going towards Revenge of the Sith. And maybe we'll discuss a little bit of Revenge of the Sith as well, since it leads not exactly up to it, but it does, we do, these comic series are referenced or events, and this is referenced in Labyrinth of Evil and a little bit in the coming lore as well. And so I like the continuity tie-ins. I have always adored that with Star Wars, so. And
Sketch Therapy is saying he's Latin and he knows how letters work. Well, thank you for letting us know.
There you go. Awesome. There we go.
I was pleased with that one.
Yeah, that is. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us and stuff. And again, so Stig, tell us where we can find you this week.
Playing Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, that's been his thing lately. Like last time I talked to them yesterday, he was playing it, and then this morning he was playing it before we got the show started. So he's really into that, and I like that. When you get into a game and stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm not on YouTube that much anymore. I'm just on this channel and Sporking's channel on Mondays. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So, and then again, you can find him on Twitter if you follow him on Twitter as well. He's my co-pilot here. and I appreciate, you know, all his effort and his, you know, and his support as my co-host as well. And again, you can find me here every Thursday morning here with Stig, talking about Star Wars lore and comics and such. And I won't be on Queen's Council tonight, but that's happening. So go check it on, I think it's Jane Theory's channel, I believe. So go check out the Queen's Council tonight.
I think it's on Mama Bears actually, but
is it on Mama Bears? Okay.
Yeah, just a warning on Twitter though. I am terrible at following back.
Yeah.
So don't take it personal if you follow me and I just don't follow back for 6 months, because that's normal. I don't even know how many followers I have. I don't check that stuff.
Oh, okay. He just goes and communicates and chats the DM with some of us, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a very simple life. Very simple man, very simple life. Yeah. And then you could find me right now for the time being on Toxic Femme, as well as Babe de Menace. I think next Wednesday, we are having a Babe de Menace show. It's once a month, and we talk about crazy, funny things that's been happening in society and laughing and joking about that, you know. So it's fun, laid back, women talk about crazy shit. Yeah, so go ahead and find us on Mary Mayhem's channel for that next Wednesday. I don't have the time in front of me, and so I can't give you the time right now. So
yeah,
but
go sub to Mary Mayhem.
Yes. So go sub to her channel as well. And thank you guys again for coming in. I enjoyed, like always, enjoy reviewing Star Wars lore with you and discussing it and having fun, laughing about some awkward things that's going on today with the lore, which I wouldn't say is true lore, because it's George and his company didn't create it. So to me, it's not true.
They don't have lore, because lore tends to be solid.
Yeah.
This is just contradictions.
Exactly. And so again, thank you so much, you guys, for coming in, having fun, and you guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you.